The next member of Congress we'd like to honor is Senator Ted Kennedy. Senator Kennedy, of course, is facing some of his own healthcare issues right now, but right through to the passage was vigorous and, as you can see from the video, really critical and articulate in his work over many, many years. And to give Senator Kennedy's award, we have Derek Scholes. Derek was actually an American Society of Human Genetics National Human Genome Research Institute Fellow, I think I got that right, in Kennedy's office, and is now at the American Heart Association. Derek.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Coalition for Genetic Fairness, it's a real privilege and an honor to give this award to Senator Kennedy, who, as you all know, has been a champion of GINA for many years, together with the other members of Congress who are honoring tonight. As Sharon was saying, I think we're all thinking of Senator Kennedy at this time. It was so wonderful to see him back on the Senate floor this week, greeted by a standing ovation by all of his fellow senators. I understand that one of Senator's favorite quotes comes from George Bernard Shaw, who said, "You see things and say why, but I dream of things that never were and say why not." And I think that we're indebted to Senator Kennedy and all the other members of Congress that we're honoring here tonight, because they had the vision and the courage many years ago to say why not when it came to passing a law that protects all Americans from genetic discrimination. They understood the enormous promise of personalized medicine, but also the need for Congress to assure the public that they could not be discriminated against because of the misuse of genetic tests. I think it could take all the evening, as with all the other members of Congress and their staff, it could take all the evening to talk about all the myriad of things that Senator Kennedy has done over the years to push GINA, help him get it passed in the 108th Congress, getting it passed in the 109th Congress. But if I could give you just one little fact that for me says it all. In January 2007, Senator Kennedy regained chairmanship of the Health Committee. For those of you who don't work in DC, that's a committee that has oversight of bills and issues such as GINA. And in January 2007, that same month, the Health Committee, as its first order of business under Chairman Kennedy, passed GINA out of committee. It doesn't get any quicker than that in Congress, and it set it up for full Senate passage this year. So, thank you, Senator Kennedy, on behalf of the Coalition for Genetic Fairness and all patients and researchers. Francis Collins will always tell you that we all carry a certain number of variants that put us in increased risk for one disease or another. So all Americans ought to be equally grateful for what Senator Kennedy and the other members of Congress have done for the American public. Of course, as we all know, Senator Kennedy can't be here, but we're honored that his Chief Policy Health Advisor, David Bowen, is able to, as highlighted in the video just moments ago, is able to be with us tonight. David is a great friend of the Coalition. All of us in DC know he's worked tirelessly over many years on Senator Kennedy's behalf, night and day, working with the other Senate staff, working with the other House staff, to make sure that GINA was passed into law one day or another. So it's wonderful that he's even able to be here to accept the award on the Senate's behalf. So thank you, David, for being here, and from the Coalition for Genetic Fairness, thank you from the bottom of my heart, Senator Ted Kennedy.
Thank you so very much. It's really a real pleasure to be here with the people who made this happen, the people of the Coalition whose advocacy, whose support, whose constant urging Congress to act is what really made the difference. We always felt that we were never fighting the battle alone, that all of you were there with us, always in spirit, quite often in person, by email, by phone, urging us on in moments when things looked gloomy, giving us support and strength to keep going. I obviously want to thank all the many, many members of Congress who worked on this for so long. Representative Biggert, the committee chairs in the House, Representative Chairman Rangel, Chairman Dingell, Chairman Miller, and our Senate partners, Senator Snowe, Senator Enzi now, Senator Jeffords, and Senator Gregg, and Senator Daschle. And I just want to spend a special moment speaking of Representative Slaughter, whose commitment to this has just been extraordinary. And when I say Representative Slaughter, that's really a shorthand. And it's a shorthand for Representative Slaughter and all the wonderful people who've worked with her. It has really been my privilege to work with two extraordinary women on her staff, Cindy Pellegrini and Michelle Adams. I always feel that legislation is a marathon run as a relay. We had the privilege of being there for the last laps, but Cindy Pellegrini ran an awful lot of lonely miles there at the beginning, keeping the baton moving forward when she wasn't getting a lot of attention from the House leadership, when the administration wasn't supportive, and kept it going. We at least at the occasional hearing, we could make a pest of ourselves on the floor, but she kept it going, and Michelle Adams just, I mean, you can say fairly glibly, oh well, you know, I got through the 3 committees in the House. That one sentence has an extraordinary amount of skill behind it, and she navigated it just incredibly well. So I was about to talk about Senator Kennedy, but